Hey, I'm here in Cabo, Mexico, and you gotta check out this view. Look at that. It's a beautiful, beautiful part of Mexico. First time in Mexico here for me, and I'm here because of an event called Mastermind Talks. Now, some of you might have heard of it, some of you might not. It's a small event because it's actually an invite-only event, and this particular event is for entrepreneurs. And I've been lucky enough to be invited by Jason Gaynard and Candace and to pursue this special event. This is my fourth time at MMT. And the reason why I want to talk about this is really important is because talk about imposter syndrome is because I think that people think that they're the only ones who have it. And I thought this for a very long time. And the reality is that I want to have a conversation around things that occur to all of us. And I don't think we can escape it if we're talking about being a human being. And the reason why I think it's important to have this context, and let me set you some context first. One is this. The context is that at Mastermind Talks, this particular event, although I've been here 4 times, it's only hosted for about 120 to 150 entrepreneurs from all around the world. To give you some context, though, is that only 5,000 people have applied for one of these positions. Like every year, only about 50% to 70% are actually invited back to the event. And in this community, there are tons of amazing entrepreneurs who are New York Times bestsellers. There are billionaires. There are fitness people who are like top of their industry. There's a whole bunch of people. When you come into this position like this, and for me, like I'm telling you from the truth, is that over the last 3 years, it's been really tough, right? From this position of that I don't know what I'm doing here. And that's the thought process that I've been having, especially in year 1. It got better in year 2, but it didn't go away. In year 3, it's still there. And before I came to this particular event, it's just that it's this constant thought around like, who am I? What am I doing here? What can I add in more values? This is really relevant because although we can see and put people on pedestals, or we can see that people are successful, it doesn't mean that they don't have this imposter syndrome. I think that's the truth, and that's what we talk about. Because here's the thing: when we have this imposter syndrome, it actually causes us to do multiple things. I know it has caused me to have problems. Is that it distracts us, right? Distracts our brain because we think up here now, where we're so worried about ourselves, we're not actually allowing ourselves to connect with people that we need to connect with. Now, what does this have to do with your practice as being a practitioner? Here's the nugget you need to learn, is that it distracts you if you have imposter syndrome in your own practice, that you don't believe you are the best practitioner in your community or in your area, in what you do as, say a chiropractor. Then the trouble is that you are not really connecting, right, and offering your gift, your genius, to your patients and to your clients and that come to your practice. You're doing them a disservice because you're so in your head that thinking that I'm not good enough, which all of us experience. That's the truth. But what happens is that when you think that way, we're not leaning in to give our best advice or recommendation or services because we're so in our heads that we're thinking that we're not good enough to be able to prescribe or recommend that what we think is in our heart and also in our head and what's right for them. And when we do that, it becomes a massive problem, because not only do we lose out because we're not actually getting the right value to the customers, what also is happening is that your patients are not getting the best from you. When the patient's not getting the best from you, that's a huge problem. Having this imposter syndrome in practice is debilitating. I get it. I experience it. And the thing that I think what will help you move forward is that what I came into this year's Mastermind, was my 4th time, is that I had to switch my mindset. I had to start seeing things from a different perspective, which is having awareness, first of all, that I actually do it. And second of all, what I had to do was focus that I do have value. I deserve to be here. And if you're a chiropractor, you do have value. You do know more than your patients, and you do have value because you have a degree. You spent all those years getting to that position and having those. And I think it's really important for you to understand that imposter syndrome is up in your head. I'm not saying no one sees the way you think you are, but I can guarantee you majority of people are not thinking that way. And what I've noticed is that whenever I have the imposter syndrome and I put my self-worth down, what happens is that I actually affect the way people interact with me. So my advice to you is first be aware. Number 2 is own your value, right? Be the prize. Patients are not the prize. You are the prize. That they're coming to you. They came to your office to seek for your advice. So own that, right? And 3, continue to find evidence in your life in your practice and your patience, where they are finding events to prove at least in your own mind, that you are good enough. These are huge, huge things. If you learn to shift this will impact your practice massively. We need to know that we have massive value. And I would love for you to entertain the idea that what if you are as good as other people think you are? What if you are amazing? Utilize these skill set, go into practice on Monday morning, and change your attitude. And I can guarantee you, if you keep that consistently, knowing your value, nothing else, you don't have to change anything, your patients are going to start to see you differently. Just because you own yourself. When you can own yourself and you own your true value, you'll go a massively long way. It's all a switch up here, and nothing to do with anything external. Stop chasing things outside of you. It's all up here first. When you can own that, it will change the game.
Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't already done so, that subscribe button, you should press it. And because I want to share videos with you just like this one to help you grow your practice.